When a young woman named Patty vanishes without a trace, her best friend launches a desperate search. The trail leads to Kat Torres, a charismatic influencer with millions of followers. Her social media presence showcases a picture-perfect life, and she promises her followers a spiritual awakening. All they have to do is follow her lead. But behind the glamorous posts and inspirational quotes, a sinister truth unravels. From Wondery, Don't Cross Kat is a chilling investigation that asks the question, if an influencer promised you a dream life, what would you sacrifice? Based on the Brazilian true crime saga that captivated a nation, Don't Cross Kat is a story of ambition, control, and the lives destroyed by empty promises. What starts as an investigation into a missing persons case explodes into a story of manipulation, coercion, exploitation, and human trafficking, all orchestrated behind a curated social media facade. When influence turns into control, how far would you go to get everything that you've always wanted? I'm about to play a clip from Don't Cross Kat. Follow Don't Cross Kat on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Excuse me, how are you doing?
Doing well.
We're journalists from Brazil, and we're writing a story about your former neighbor.
Wow!
So, yeah,
The biggest news that's ever hit this neighborhood. Probably the only one
that will.
I'm not the first Brazilian to set foot in Leander, Texas. And the Brazilian women who came and lived here before me made quite the impression on their neighbors. Wayne Murray lived across the street from them.
They said that you might know something, you might have spoken to them.
Wayne says that in Leander, people do two things: wave to each other and then mind their business. At least Wayne did. Then, in 2022, that's when these new neighbors moved in, right across the street.
They were not terribly friendly. We had this traffic circle, right? So we'd come in, I'd wave to them, they never waved back.
And there was something else about his new neighbors.
Very pretty young woman.
They looked like supermodels.
Very attractive blonde and a pretty attractive brunette.
Tall, thin, gorgeous, right out of the latest Victoria's Secret fashion show. I mean, I'm super gay, and even I can see it. And it wasn't just having a house full of gorgeous Brazilian women in a nondescript American suburb that was unusual. One day, he just stopped seeing them. The house was empty. The women were gone. Eventually, a rental company came to clear the house. They put out the girl stuff in the front yard for anyone to take, which was interesting.
We got quite a bit of this stuff. We just took the bags. We looked later. I did keep the voodoo dolls.
Voodoo dolls?
Voodoo dolls. I've got 3 voodoo dolls.
May I ask
Please.
to take a look at them?
Sure, well, come on in.
One of the women was a social media influencer famous in Brazil, with more than 1 million followers. I was there because, well, I'm kind of an influencer myself, but that was basically an accident. I'm a journalist first, and I've made a name for myself investigating stories in Brazil where things aren't quite what they seem. And that's what brought me to Texas, because the woman who lived there, Kat Torres, seemed like she had a picture-perfect life online.
Thank you, Ray. I'm Chico, by the way. Francisco, Chico, yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Wayne told me the more he looked through the stuff the women left behind, the more questions he had about them.
They had an altar in their yard, not a Christian altar. Because she had, I can never remember pronounce the name of the drug.
Ayahuasca.
That's it, that Brazilian drug.
Yeah.
They had packages of dried herbs, and it has what they're good for. Good for romance, good for this, good for that. 3 of them were also good for exorcisms.
And that wasn't all.
One thing I found, I still have it, it's a leather collar and like a leather plate and these chains, and there's a handle on it. When I finally buckled it up, it's for a dog.
That's why I was meant to ask, was it a human harness or a dog harness?
It was a dog harness.
Wayne started to wonder if he had been getting a little carried away. But soon he would see reports of what was really going on in that house, and he would realize that maybe he was right to have been suspicious. Because there was something troubling going on. Something dark. Dangerous even.
Leanna, police department.
Hi, I'm calling because I would like to know if you guys did a wellness check on the two missing Brazilian girls.
Is an officer going to go over there and talk to them because they really need to?
Could I speak with the person that's in charge of the investigation that's going on for those 3 girls that are from Leander?
I'm helping a family that has a girl missing and they didn't text. It's a little scary, to be honest.
Binge all episodes of Don't Cross Cat ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.